every night my brain disappears. I'm mildly allergic to lapes, people. Is that how communication works? Is that how human works? Is my life a lie? Hey everybody, it's me, Gabby. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be doing my terrible threes, my least favorite things. There's 10 of them. So let's just get started. Number 1 is 3 songs that you can't stand. Too late to apologize. People want to have that in their wedding videos. I know that for a fact. And I'm like, it's too late to apologize for what, marrying said person? Because if you want that song in your wedding video, you probably shouldn't have married the person. Dance Monkey. Or whatever it's called. Dancing Monkey. The monkey that dances. I don't know. I refuse to sing that song. That's number 1. Every night. Ah! Ah! Yeah, my heart will go on. My heart will globe on. Number 2 is 3 foods you hate and why. Mushrooms. Mushrooms, and mushrooms. The texture. They're like stiff but squishy. How can something be squishy and stiff? I don't know how people eat them. They're fibery, stiff, slimy, soft nothings that taste like ugh. And that's why I don't like mushrooms. Or number 2 would be pineapples. I cannot stand pineapples. Nobody in my family can. Everybody in my family can't stand pineapples, which is hilarious considering we live in Hawaii. Number 3, I think number 3, surprisingly, would be grapes. I don't like grapes. It feels like every time after I eat grapes, my head starts pounding. Yeah, grapes, because they always seem to get me sick. I think I'm allergic to grapes. Number 3 is 3 least favorite singers. This is a loaded question. Basically, I'm just gonna go with anybody who can't sing, but somehow sings. I'd rather people that sing, and they make it big, and they can't sing. Because it happens a lot. Number 4 is 3 sports or physical activities that I would never try. Skydiving. I would not want to do skydiving. I wouldn't want to do any kind of like gymnastics, just because I would step on the cushy mat and I'd break my ankle. So in number 3, baseball. Because it's such a small bat with a ball, you have to like somehow aim that, and I know for a fact I would either hit myself in the face with the bat or the ball would hit my face, and I don't feel like that happening, so there we go. Number 5 is 3 smells you can't handle. Oof. Perfume. Believe it or not, I can't do perfume. I just can't. Certain flower smells are also very strong. I forget which flowers. They're white. Lucy? Someone gave it to me once, and I got sick.
Gardenia.
Yeah, gardenia. That I can't stand the smell of gardenias. Thank you. I'm very sensitive to smells, and you gave me fragrant flowers. Thank you. Fake leather, PU leather. I can't stand it. But it's probably not even that. It's probably something to do with food. There's certain foods that the smell really triggers me. I don't know. There's probably more than 3, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm very sensitive to smells. Number 6 is 3 things you hated about braces. The sores, the brackets sometimes, even without them opening, they would just start cutting me. On the inside of my lip and like my everything else that's there that I don't remember the name of. The cheeks, I guess, I don't know. When they wouldn't cut the wires enough and they would start going like a 1/4 inch into my cheek, which has happened. It happened around Christmas once. We had to drive all the way to the other side of the island, which is like an hour if you're lucky. Thankfully they trimmed it because it wouldn't have been able to happen until after New Year's, so I would have been stuck for another like week and a half or more with a 1/4 inch of wire just basically like poking me. Then I guess the fact of metallic taste. I technically still have the metallic taste because I have a bottom retainer that's put in there for the next 10 years. The metallic taste would be number 3. Number 7 is 3 questions you hate when people ask. How's school going? Number 1. And right after I answer that and say that I'm almost done with high school and probably will be before I turn 17, they go, so are you gonna go to college? So that's number 1 and number 2. Number 3 is small talk. I think it would probably be, how are you doing? Good, how are you? Good! And then silence. Because I don't understand how to continue a conversation from there. Or when I say that we live down the street and then they're like, oh, so you live on island? No, I don't. I fly down the street every day from the mainland to get here. Number 1, the most annoying thing to me that I hate when people ask would probably be when I am right there next to my dad, considering I'm right there. I'm not on the phone. I don't have a book in front of me. I have nothing in front of me. I'm looking at them. I'm paying attention to them. They can tell I'm not a child. I would hope that I'm not like an infant. And they ask my dad, so how old is she? Or sometimes, if we don't know the people yet, what's her name? And you don't know how many times I feel like saying, her name is I can talk for myself. Number 8 is 3 things you hate people do. This is gonna sound so weird. When it's like people that are just started dating recently or just got married and they're constantly touching each other in public. They'll be sitting and they'll just be like conjoined at the shoulder and I'm like, not even that, whatever, sit close together, but do you have to be like every time like talking to me and there you go and you're like grabbing his knee or he's like grabbing her waist or something. I'm just like, I don't know why. I don't know why. I have no idea why. That's the number 1 thing. Number 2 is I don't understand small talk and people make small talk. And I try to make it obvious that I don't understand small talk and they're still starting and continuing small talk with me. And I'm like, I'm not answering you, or I am trying to make myself look physically uninterested in this conversation and they still continue. Number 3 is when somebody messages me on Instagram, they just say, hello, and nothing else. And then you answer and you say, hello. What am I, okay, am I actually supposed to say something other than hello? If they say hello, I say hello. I don't know what I'm supposed to say other than hello back to somebody who said hello. It must be a small talk thing because I don't get it. I don't understand it. That like me and communication, if it's not something I'm interested in or focused in at the time, like at the moment, is I don't get it. 9 is 3 worst movies you've ever watched. I think number 1 would be the newest Mission Impossible. Believe it or not. A short story time. My dad was trying to click on it for days and days, probably up to like 3 weeks. Our TV kept crashing over and over and over and over again. And finally it started one day. And he's like, oh yay, our TV finally wants to let us watch it. I'm like, oh, it better be good. What happened to Henry Cavill's character? If you guys know Henry Cavill, you know he's like massive. And what knocked him out? Some bathroom door? Or something? And I was like, oh yeah. I believe for 2 seconds that some small guy would be able to hit him with a bathroom door, considering they're made out of like pressboard, and actually damage or knock out Henry Cavill. It's just so unrealistic too. I mean, I don't get it. I just don't understand it. I don't know what it is. Number 2 is Mia and the White Lion. I hope for your sakes you've never heard of that movie before. I think number 3 would be the first Hunger Games. Okay, tell me why it was filmed like this the entire time. And this is why I like books better than movies. Like, okay, well, it depends. But like when you read Hunger Games, you don't have any kind of shaky camera because you just imagine it nice and smooth, right? Also, it was the first movie of Hunger Games was filmed as if it was only filmed and made available to people that read the books. Me and my mom had to explain what was going on to my dad the whole time because he didn't read the books and we did. If you're making a movie based on a book, you can't just assume that people have read the book. Most people don't read the books and then watch the movies. It makes no sense. It's not like it's the second movie and you assume that people know everything from the first movie, because you likely wouldn't watch a sequel of a movie unless you watch the first part first. But no, that's how it is. I'm like, what? Number 10 is 3 tack items I would never make. I would probably never make anything with chain touching the horse. I make show halters, so they do have chain on the horse's chin. But I would never make anything out of anything that would scratch the horse if it's some part of the halter or whatever equipment that would move around a lot, because it will scratch the horse. And I've done that by accident. Gosh, years ago when I made my first Breyer halter, I was sizing it on Nazardin because he was the only Breyer horse of like an average size I had at that point, which he's really not average, but I knew nothing. So, and I put a halter ring right against his face and I thought it'd be fine, and I scratched his whole face. Well, not his whole face, but like by his mouth up into his cheekbone, and I'm like, that's why I will never put anything scratchy on my horses, and thus I'd never make anything that would scratch a horse. I guess never say never, but I'd probably never make a Western saddle because they look so complicated, and I want to leave that to the professionals. There's people that make Western saddles and they sell them for like $85, $95, and they're super well made too. And I'm just like, I'd rather spend that money on someone else's shop and, you know, help them make some money than struggle and probably fail at making a Western saddle myself. I'm better at making Western bridles than I am English bridles, so I probably also wouldn't do English bridles because they have so many smaller straps. There's so many tiny buckles. There's like, let's see. On Gypsies, there's like 3 on the cheek straps alone. 1 to adjust the bit, 2 for the cheek strap noseband whole situation there. And then there's the throat latch, and then, then the noseband and everything is just kind of too much to think about. So though I have made English bridles, I don't think I'll be doing them too often or at all anymore. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed and got to know me better and now know the things I dislike. Let me know down in the comment section if there's anything else you want to know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.